The beef industry, more producers are turning to beef on dairy calves to fill the gap left by shrinking cattle numbers. But this shift brings new challenges, especially when it comes to cattle health and nutrition. At Kansas State University's Beef Stocker Unit, researchers are testing strategies to help reduce costly liver abscesses in young calves. We take you inside their study to see what they've discovered.
Today we're at the KSU Beef Stocker Unit. This particular research facility at Kansas State University focuses on the nutrition, management, and health of beef stocker cattle, as well as calves that are in the backgrounding stages of the beef cattle industry. Current conditions with respect to cattle numbers as a consequence of drought has really led a lot of people to evaluate and to explore the use of beef on dairy cattle. And as a consequence, there's a lot of unanswered questions regarding the husbandry and management of these calves as they're being developed for growth from the light weight, subsequently into a finished feedlot weight.
Last summer, we conducted a 126-day backgrounding period with 6-weight beef dairy cattle. The goal of our study was to identify if different backgrounding strategies and feeding strategies can reduce the number of liver abscesses we see. To achieve this, we ultrasounded the cattle when they arrived at the stocker unit on the right side, looking at the liver to identify any abscesses in there. We did not find any on arrival, but found some at the conclusion of the growing period. So we had 5 treatments, the first being 50 NEG diet targeting 2 pounds of gain a day, 2 60 NEG diets, one targeting 2 pounds and one targeting 3 pounds of gain a day, and 2 64 NEG ad-lib diets with and without Tylen. At the conclusion of our study, we found that we had the least amount of liver abscesses at about 7% with the 60 NEG diet at 3 pounds of gain a day. We found that the 50 NEG at 2 pounds and 60 NEG diet at 2 pounds had similar liver abscess prevalence at about 10% of that treatment group. And then the 264 NEG fed ad libitum with and without Tylen both resulted in about 20% of those treatment groups having liver abscesses. This could be a beneficial way to maintain growth and performance, as liver abscesses could have an impact on how the cattle perform. And so leading up to the feedlot phase, this could be a good way to prevent your cattle from having liver abscesses, and maybe further research would need to be done to identify if these backgrounding strategies increase or decrease liver abscesses in the finishing phase.
There's a lot of unanswered questions with respect to beef on dairy cattle relative to native cattle. In the industry as a total, the cost to the industry for liver abscesses is approximately $400 million. For native-born cattle, prevalence of liver abscesses, about 25%. On the other hand, beef on dairy calves experience upwards of 50% liver abscess occurrence. So it's very important throughout the entire chain of the industry, we try to determine what practices, what nutritional feeding regimens can work best to minimize the occurrence of liver abscesses.